Hello there, my friends. Today, I'm going to be showing you how I'm working on this drawing here. As you can see, I didn't even bother to get out a sketchbook or anything really. I just happened to have some graph paper on hand. It's actually even bleeding a little bit through. You can see the ink over here. But I was really just playing around, just trying to explore some line work, and I ended up making this, and I just had so much fun making all these lines with all these little shapes here. You can tell it kind of looks like wood, I think. Initially, I was thinking of maybe the texture of the pit of like a peach or a plum. That's what I was thinking of. And I also know that there is a pattern in zentangle that looks very similar to this. So if you know what the name of that is, please let me know in the comments so that I can add it to the description for anybody who's interested. But that's not what I'm doing at all, because truthfully, I actually couldn't find the name of that pattern. So I'm kind of just doing my own thing here, and I would like to show you for a few minutes kind of how I'm working on this. So I think I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to turn this around. You can see over here I was just playing around. So I do encourage you, definitely just grab some pieces of paper, grab whatever you got, whatever you can, and that way you can just go ahead and start making some stuff. But in the meantime, let's make this one right here. So I think, what's a good spot? I'm going to start here where it's blank so that you can have a better look of how I got started when there really wasn't anything on the paper. So let's zoom in just a little bit. Okay. And so right here in this blank spot, what I really just started doing was I started by making these little ovals, and I thought, well, I just want a bit of a dark spot, so I just start with that. And then I just added a little tail and just kind of did as long of a line as I wanted to. And then I did the same thing to the other side. So there it is. That's pretty much the shape that I'm going to be repeating over and over and over and over and over. They can connect. They don't have to connect. However you want to do it, it's fine. But as you can see, it creates a really interesting pattern once it all comes together. So let's just do a few more. Let's see what happens here. So how about, let me add another line right here. And then here. And I'm just playing around, just seeing how they overlap. How can I overlap them? And you see occasionally I just kind of add these little dark spots like this. You can do it like this. That's fine. So I just kind of keep working my way through. And I just start them and stop them in different places. It's just so much fun just exploring all these shapes, just kind of seeing what happens. And I do occasionally, as you can see right here, I have some dark spots. And I'll show you in a bit how I do that. But for now, I'm really just seeing what the lines do. What happens when I put them close together? What happens when they're far apart? And so really what this might just be is an exploration of line placement. Just playing around. And isn't that what this should always be about anyway? Should just be playing around. So you can see, I think I'm going to just kind of extend this line way over here. I'm going to start connecting it to the rest of my drawing. So I'll zoom out so you can see that. So right here, so I'm just kind of having it connect. It's coming over here, and it just looks really nice when I kind of change the angles for all of these things. So let's just keep going here. Let's see what else we can do. Add a few more lines. And I believe my dog is snoring. So I do apologize if you hear her. Hopefully you like her little snore. She's a cute little girl. She's just kind of having a nap right now. She's sleeping real good. So that's probably what you're hearing over there, is my big girl having a little nap while I draw. While I just make lines. So I'm just going to keep adding a few more and just kind of playing around. And yeah, as you can see, I just pick different spots. And so once you make a few of them, they're a little bit spread out, but you can always come back in here and add a few more if you feel that there's an area that maybe could be darker. Add some more right here. Add more ink. Don't be afraid. Just play around. You will find that you are going to discover things that you hadn't expected. You're going to find things, and that is the best feeling, is when you had no idea. But the fact is, you have to put yourself in front of some paper. It's the only way. Try it out, and if you don't feel like using ink, just grab a pencil. There is just so much drama, so much stuff to stress out about. There's no need to do that right now. All you gotta do is pick up a pen or a pencil and just play around with a few things. So as you can see, it can change it a little bit. So what I'm essentially doing is changing the width of the lines. So here you can see I'm just gonna add a little more ink. Let's see what happens. What happens when I make my lines just a little thicker in a certain area. Notice how it gets darker there? In fact, I could even be a little messy. I'm just going to scribble in there. No worries. We can try that too. And it makes that area inevitably look darker, so now you have a bit of a shadow. So it's kind of like what's going on over here. Just a messy little area, lots of ink. So let's see if we can fill in this a little. Just keep adding a little more. Why not? So I'm just finding different places to start each line. I'm just kind of going with it. Maybe over here I'll draw one little dark spot. And connect it over here. And it's absolutely fine if the first line you put down, the second line, if they're not exactly what you want. No worries. Just keep playing with it. I feel like sometimes we get a little too caught up trying to make the perfect drawing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a perfect drawing, no such thing as the ultimate masterwork. There's always more to be learned. But you have to get a pen in your hand, you have to get a pencil in your hand. You have to try. If you don't try, you're never going to make anything. So we're just starting here with some scribbles. We're just trying. So yeah, this is pretty nice. I'm actually really enjoying this. I wasn't even trying to start creating this. This is the only drawing I've done with this, but I'm really looking forward to adding this texture to lots of other drawings. Just seeing where it can go. Maybe if I switch up the way that I do the lines, whatever. Nice and messy, just perfect. I know that I am definitely the kind of person who always wants these lines to be exactly where I want them. I want the lines to be perfect, and this is me letting go of that. I'm learning to just do stuff. Just learning to make lines and let the lines fall where they will, and learning to appreciate them. So you can see that right here what I'm doing. It almost looks very scribbly, but I'm learning to appreciate that. So little by little I'm adding more. It's almost a little sketchy. So notice how as I add more lines here, it starts giving it more depth there. I didn't plan it out. I wasn't trying to do anything in particular, but I'm kind of spreading them out from there. So I'm letting them kind of go this way and that way. And as I do that, again, there's a nice little dark spot there. How about we do some more of that over here? So I'll show you little sketchy lines. They're messy. Not terribly beautiful, but as they kind of add onto each other, they create something. That's what's wonderful. Just let the lines happen. No matter what it is that you're making, something's going to happen there, and you're going to learn something. That is exactly what we want. We want to learn things. We want to know just a little more than what we knew yesterday. So there I have a nice dark spot. I can actually keep going here. So this is essentially when you do a little bit of cross hatching or any other kind of shading with an ink or with your pen. You kind of just add more lines in whatever direction that you feel comfortable adding lines. And I am seriously just being very, very messy. Doing this with wild abandon. But it is very enjoyable. I'm getting what I want out of it. So there, I'm just kind of adding. And of course, this is a blue pen, so I'm never going to make it entirely dark. That would have been better if I had a black pen, and that's fine. When I try it next time, I'll use a different color pen and see how it looks. So there we go. Let's zoom out a little bit again and see how this looks. So there we go. There's our tree, that nice dark spot right there. We've got a couple of other dark spots. As you can see, I have a little bit more space to work with here. So there's definitely much more that can still be done. I guess I'll figure out later if I want to fill this whole space. Maybe I want to put something else here. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, you can see, you can just do this. Just keep doing this. Give it a try. It's an interesting little texture. Not all the things that we draw have to be pretty little things. Although this is beautiful. Textures are amazing. Textures are beautiful, and they are so enjoyable no matter what kind of art you create. If you create abstract art, or if you do anything that's like realism or anything like that, there's so much to explore. So here is our pattern for today. So it's this almost like really gnarly sort of wooden, and it's all just lines with little bumps in them. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have an excellent day. I'll see you later.